Flosstube. Welcome back to Coco the Creative. I'm Coco, and this is Flosstube number 15. Today, we are going to talk about my April WIP rotation, all the progress that I'm making with those WIPs, and some haul at the end. I have my notes here. So if you see me look down, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so in my April WIP lineup, I have Underwater Tapestry, Turtle Quaker by Embroidery, Golden Hour by Sprouting Lupine, I want to say Lupine, that's actually a new start, and then 3 French Hens, which is another new start. Okay. Let me just go over kind of how my WIP rotation works. So each month I select 3 projects to work on with an optional 4th. And I don't go outside of these projects except on the weekend, where I allow myself to explore a new start, work on a project that I've just been itching to work on, or, just basically take a break from my WIP lineup. And then once the weekend is over, I'm back on my WIP rotation. And it's been working out pretty good so far. I didn't know if I would like this kind of setup because I've considered doing like WIP Go and things like that in the past, but the randomization of it, I don't like. I want a little bit more control over what I'm working on. So I think just being able to select my pieces at the beginning of the month and stick to them for a month, but give myself a chance to like do something else on the weekends has really helped me touch all my pieces and not feel too overwhelmed. So back to the themes that I'm supposed to kind of cover within the WIP rotation. I need to have one tapestry piece, which is like my 9 count pieces from the JOYAUTUM store on Aliexpress. 1 concentration piece. Last month it was Blueberry J. This month it's the Embroidery Quaker piece, and then 1 small or an easy piece or a quick stitch, something that is usually something that's on Ada and it just doesn't, has a really easy pattern and stuff like that. And then my 4th piece can be a wild card, and I don't have to work on a 4th piece. And last month, I picked another tapestry piece for my 4th piece because I wanted to work on underwater tapestry, but I also wanted to work on a spring stitch. So sometimes it's a seasonal piece. Sometimes, I think for next month, I'm going to do my 1 stitch a day as my 4th wild card piece. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about underwater tapestry. Okay, so I'm going to put up a picture because it's just too big for me to pull out. It's really cumbersome. So I haven't worked on this as much as I thought or as much as I had in March, but it did get worked on. I definitely see this being a 2026 finish. I'm trying not to get too excited. I have very ambitious goals of actually finishing it before October, because when October hits, that's when I get I just go into seasonal stitching. I'm going to stitch on my Halloween tapestry, and then I know how I am. As soon as it's November 1st, I'm going to be working on my Christmas tapestry. And so it's going to be a while before I see underwater tapestry again. So it would be really nice if I finished underwater tapestry, or at least got really, really close to finishing underwater tapestry by October. My daughter is really excited. She's in this mermaid phase, and she loves bunny rabbits too. They're like her favorite animal. And this piece has both. There's mermaids in there and there's underwater bunnies in there. Like, she's so excited to have this up on her wall. I do plan on I want to get it finished at like a quilting place so it can, have a border and everything, and have a loop piece of looped fabric so that I can stick a rod in there and like a chain and hanging it on the wall like a real tapestry. But yeah, I gotta finish it though. I gotta finish it before 2026 is up. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is not Owl Forest, Turtle Quaker by Owl Forest. And here she is. So this piece is really special because it's my first project on linen. It's 32 count. This is a 32 count Zweigart Silvery Moon. I finally know the color. I finally looked it up. I went like through my old Amazon purchases. So this is Silvery Moon. And I think this is my favorite, like neutral. Because as I was stitching on this, I was like, man, I love this fabric. Like I really love this fabric. And then I was like, I need more. I need more of this fabric so I can do more, cross stitch on here. So that's actually a part of my haul, but yeah. I also love 32 count. I think it's my sweet spot. I feel so comfortable with 32 count. Yeah, the turtles are looking really good. I think the last time you saw this, this big guy wasn't finished. He's the biggest turtle on the piece. So the top part of him is done. His shell looks amazing. This is a great piece for anybody who loves like the geometry of Quakers, but also like you want to stitch on, the subject of nature. It's great for that. There are things in this pattern that I do not like stitching. All these little leaves and like flower detailings. I don't like stitching those. I just did this one. Turned out good. I don't like stitching those. I just don't like to. I get like I mess up on them. Less now, but I don't know. I also don't really like stitching the border. I like the colors in the border a lot, but I just yeah. But I'm getting better at like balancing it out. Like if I work on a turtle, one of the turtles for a long time, I'll go and like work on the border for a little bit and work on a leaf. Because I think last time, one of the reasons it took me so long to get through page one is because I saved a bunch of the stuff that I didn't want to work on till the very end. And then I just worked really slowly through it because I didn't want to work on it. So I'm trying to balance that out. I really don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done before the end of the month, and I'm going to have to switch this out because I am getting tired of it. I feel myself growing tired of this stitch. And whenever I do that, I just try to slow down so that I don't completely walk away from the piece before the month is out. But yeah, I suspect I'm just going to put more shell into this like brassy turtle in the middle. So yeah. I kind of see this getting done at the end of 2026 too. I think it's possible, but we'll see. We'll see how much I get done in Sampler September, because another thing I want to do is kind of like set myself up so that I don't have like, well, so that I don't know. I kind of want to finish a page in Sampler September, but it would be really nice if I could finish the last page of this in Sampler September. And I think I would say I'm about like a little less than halfway through the second page. So yeah, and I think I'm going to pull this out one more time before Sampler September. Yeah, it's not getting done. It's not getting done by Sampler September, but I would like to finish this by 2026, the end of 2026. Those are my goals. Okay, I'm going to talk about, actually, I'm going to talk about the stitch that's on here with this, because this shares a space with another cross stitch. So this is 3 French Hens by Cottage Garden Samplings. Let me show you the original. One second. pattern. Okay, here we go. 3 French Hens by Cottage Garden Samplings. When I was doing haul, when I was making purchases, I was in a bird mood. And the birds that I really like to stitch apparently are chickens and peacocks. So yeah, 3 French Hens. I just thought this was cute. And I wanted to practice doing some like floss conversions. Oh, if you hear a dog barking, that's my dad's dog. I think he sees my dad outside, like washing his car, and he's like, Father, Father, play with me. Okay. So as you can see, the colors in here are like really simple. It's literally like black, red, white, and gray. But I wanted this to be a little bit more colorful. So I switched the black out for like a dark teal that I had. And then the red is like this more salmony colored red that I used on my Strawberry Frogs project. And I was like struggling to decide what color to make the chickens. And I like tested out different browns and tans and stuff. And then I just ended up making them blue, which I think just works. So, sorry, I make really small floss drops because I don't like to have a bunch of bulk sometimes. But yeah, this is it's like a sky blue. That's the color that the chickens are going to be. And I think there's only one color that I kept the same, which was like this yellow. So I basically bought the pattern and I just dug around to see what I had because I knew I was going to change all the colors. And yeah. Oh, and what's special about this is that there are these Algerian eyes stitches. They're specialty stitches. And I've never done that before. That was fun. I did mess up on was it this one? No, that one's correct. This one. You see there's too much space here. They're not even. But I am not fixing it. I think it has a little bit of character. Yeah. But yeah, that's like my little quick easy stitch. I gotta stop stitching stuff when I'm like watching basketball at the end of the day in the dark, because that's how I messed that up. I have like my little neck light on, but you know, I shouldn't be stitching at the end of the day like that, right before bed in a dark room. Okay, and then my fourth piece is Golden Hour by Sprouting Lupine, which I have been wanting to do something by Sprouting Lupine for a long time now. And I had Golden Hour like on my Etsy favorites. And it was one of those things where I would go on Etsy with the intention to shop. I would go in my like favorites list. I would see Golden Hour and I would go, oh yeah, I need to get that one. And then I would never put it in my basket. And it was the same thing every time I went to Etsy, like, oh, I haven't bought that yet. That's weird. Never put it in my basket, would buy all my stuff, leave, come back. So I finally got it. And this is how much I've gotten done so far. So the reason why I wanted to do this piece specifically is because of the ginkgo leaf, which is not, I haven't stitched it yet. I haven't gotten to the ginkgo leaf yet, but it is special to me. I love ginkgo trees. And this is like a recent thing. I've recently become very obsessed with ginkgo trees and ginkgo leaves and things like that. Lots of reasons why I like them, but one of them is they're a little nostalgic for me. So they grow prolifically in the town where me and my husband met. And it also is our college town. It's like where I went to university. So it's just special. Like when I go back there, it's like, you know, it's in the art around the town, and it's like there are like conservation areas. There's like little botanical gardens and stuff that feature the ginkgo tree, and it's just really special to me. And I'm kind of saving it for later to stitch because of how special it is to me. But yeah, this is the first time I've done backstitch. I did it wrong. I did it with 2 strands instead of 1 strand. I didn't see that. I didn't see that until later. I was just looking at the pattern, but then later on I read that I'm only supposed to do it with 1 strand. It's okay. I think the cicada turned out good. I think the reason why I've held off on buying this is because I don't like cicadas, and but I still think of them fondly because when we moved from North Carolina to Maryland, there was the whole country was going through this cicada bloom. So, and this was a couple of years ago. And I just remember like I would take my son to the park and the cicadas would be just like bouncing off of the playground pieces and hitting him in the head, and he was thrashing and screaming, and I would not I didn't want to touch them either, so I'd be like, just walk around it. It's just like they're everywhere, so you can't avoid them. But there's this live cicada on here, and there's like a cicada husk later on uh, in the pattern. But yeah. Oh, and isn't this like just the perfect fabric to stitch this on? I messed up on this one when I first started it, so I started again. But this is Sunset 16 count Ada by Lumi Stitch. And I knew I wanted to, for golden hour, I wanted to stitch something like tone on tone, but not, obviously I didn't want it to get lost in the color. And I think it's showing up really well. I really like how this looks. And I think when it's all on here, it's going to look really nice. Yeah. Sorry about all the barking. I have 3 dogs in my house. My 2 dogs and my dad's dog. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna see if I can get my dogs to calm down. I'll be right back. I'm back. I think I fixed the problem. Okay. So that was all of my progress. I'm pretty proud of myself. I've been working on stuff consistently. Thank you, insomnia. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of stitching that I did because I could not sleep. Okay, so let's talk about haul. And before I start talking about what I got, I just want to kind of reflect, because typically I would have done a bunch of haul at the beginning of the year, like right at January or February. February is my birthday month, and I honestly did not have like a no buy, low buy like agenda this year. So I just didn't want anything. I literally I had just had a baby. Like my head was not in the cross stitch creativity space. I was just trying to like just survive basically. But it was weird. I really didn't want anything around my birthday, and usually I do like a big like birthday haul or big beginning of the year haul for a lot of stuff, clothes, like things that I need, hair, skin, that kind of thing. And yeah, it the urge to get stuff just came a little later for me. So I did not hold back because I didn't buy anything at the beginning of the year. So I'm just going to go, a lot of my stuff is in the mail. So I'm going to put pictures of everything. I only have like 1 thing that I got for myself with me right now. So I'll put pictures up of everything, but it's all coming in the mail. And at this point, I cannot spend anything. I can't spend any more. I might do like a mid-year haul of some kind, but sorry, I had to pause. I might do a mid-year haul, but I don't plan on getting anything else for a long time, unless it's like I ran out of floss. I need I need a tool. I might get like a tool of some kind, but nothing like new. No more new patterns. I might get some fabric because I don't really have a lot of fabric, but whatever. This is it for a while. Okay. So in terms of patterns, I got Golden Hour by Sprouting Lupine. I got, which I already showed you, I got a Peacock sampler by Lila's Studio. That's it. It's a paper copy. Isn't that so cool? This is one of the pieces that I'm thinking about throwing up on my one stitch a day. I've been testing it out and I think I really like it as one stitch a day. I just want to show you kind of what the inspiration for this piece, because when you get a kit, you get to, well, they do this on PDF patterns too, but you know, they have all this like lore on the piece. And I like reading about that because I'm a nerd. Okay, I guess it's not on that one. Where is it? Where do they talk? Okay, here they go. Here's where they talk about it. Oh, but it's on some of the pattern. Okay, I don't know if I can show this without showing the pattern, but basically, I'm just going to talk about it. This is based off of a pillow that the designer's like daughter or friend or something brought back from like Istanbul, Turkey, and that's what inspired her. And the pillowcase or the pillow is like gorgeous. It has really beautiful like flower designs in the border. But yeah, I just love that. I love the way the peacocks look. This feels very green academia for me. So I'm putting that in my green academia bucket. I've already started stitching this, but like I said, there's not much to show. I'm stitching it on the same thing that same fabric that I stitch my JetX stitch piece, the Blueberry J. So it will be on 40 count. I'm stitching it with, I can't show you the floss that I'm using. Right here. Guys, this color is like everything. It's by Roxy Floss. It's called Blue in the Face. Don't you just love that? It's very like subtly variegated. It looks so, it's like, it's like ocean, like deep blue ocean. Like, it's like when the tropical green blue ocean blends into the deep. Like, oh, it's so good. It's such a beautiful blue. It's actually coming out pretty good on the camera for once. But it looks so good on that green, and that gives that whole like peacock effect, because I was going to get this in variegated, but then I was like, wait a second. I already have a really peacocky green fabric. What if I just got this really intense blue? Because it was suggested this, and then it suggested a more like more intensely variegated, like I think it's called Peacock. I think it's the color Peacock in Roxy Floss or whatever. But yeah, and I'm stitching 1/2. It's gonna take a long time, but it is a really cool stitch. I'm into it. And I told you I had like this just insane urge to just like load up on bird patterns. Like, I don't know. I just woke up one day and was like, oh my gosh, I'm not stitching enough birds. Okay. What else do I have? Okay, another bird, another peacock, actually. So I'm so excited because this is coming in the mail today. You know, we've all been watching these Nashville needlework market. We've been watching the market reaction videos. Don't pretend like you haven't, because you have. And I am just like, of course I have to get something from this event. So after thinking long and hard, I got two pieces. The first one was Fancy, which I'll throw up a picture. Fancy by the Artsy Housewife. I have not stitched anything by the Artsy Housewife, but um, a lot of other floss tubers that I follow love the Artsy Housewife. So I'm excited to get my feet wet with that. And I kept all of the colors the same, the DMCs and I think it uses Gentle Arts. I kept all of the called for floss, but I did change the fabric, which is also one of my things that well, I guess it's included in the haul, but I got it for a blue gray Spygart Belfast linen. And I'll show all this stuff again. Like, hold on, I think one of my dogs just came upstairs. I'm back. Had to make a dog go back to her bed. Okay. So, yes, what was I saying? Fancy by Artsy Housewife. It is another peacock. I'm doing it on a lighter bluish, grayish blue fabric. Yeah. And then the second piece that I got from the Nashville Needlework Market was Beneath the Depths by Sprouting Lupine. And I did like a fabric conversion for that as well. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Tangled Thistle by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm using the floss pack, which I mean, the colors on the floss pack are like insane. They're gorgeous. And I'm like, I was afraid because I waited a while before I got this piece because I was going back and forth on it, but it was always going to be this one. Because I love coelacanths, like lobed fin fish. If you are like into marine biology or even like evolutionary biology, you know why lobed fin fish are special. But I was afraid it was going to be sold out, and it actually wasn't. It seems like the stingray was her popular piece, which I can see that being the popular one, but I love coelacanths, and every time I see them, I just feel like I'm looking back in time. So I'm just like really excited. This like the nerd in me, because I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was a kid. The little scientist nerd in me is like, so I'm excited for that one, and that's coming in the mail. And I'm excited to see all of the. I know some people are like, there's a lot of collectors in the cross stitch community. Like they're like, I'm gonna stitch them all, which I cannot be. I do not have the Pokemon mentality in this craft, but I am excited to see people like stitch uh, the different the different under the waves or beneath the waves. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. That whole series of underwater stitching. I'm excited to see what other people do. Okay, and then I got two more. I got Array number 1 by Shaded Stitchery. I have been wanting to get something from Shaded Stitchery for a long time, and I picked up this floss from Bestitch Me called Bahama Coconut, and it's variegated, and it's like got the colors of the Bahamian flag, but also like the browns of a coconut. And I love that because my family is from the Bahamas. My dad and all my family on my dad's side is from the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos as well. And I love Bahamian colors. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt I'm wearing a Nassau hoodie right now. My dad brought this back for me last time he went. And it just makes me feel closer to like that side of my family and closer to my dad and stuff like that. So but when I bought that floss, I was like, what would I use this for? Like, I don't really have anything. But then I was looking on Shaded Stitchery's site. Someone just rang the doorbell. 1 second. I had to pause again. I'm back. So, Shaded Stitchery, I picked up Array number 1. and I just think this is going to make a really good quick stitch. I think it's going to go really well with the Bahama Coconut variegated floss that I have from Bestitch Me. And I'm just going to do this on, like, I already know what I'm going to stitch it on. I'm going to stitch it on Silvery Moon, Zweigart, 32 count. And I think I'm only going to use one strand of floss this time, but I'm still going to go over two. And then the last piece of haul that I got was this pattern by, hold on, I'll refer to my notes. Wayward Needle Designs, and it's called Pretty Bird Quaker. I'm really excited about this piece. It has all those things that I love. Once again, like the colors, they're so delicate. I think what drew me in was the colors. I don't think I've ever seen a Quaker piece use like this kind of color spectrum. And of course it has another piece that has peacocks. I didn't notice the peacock until later, but I really love the composition of the piece, like where the like window to like this glen with a willow tree, like a weeping willow tree was placed, and it like echoes a lot of that kind of like antique kind of style of Quakers, but it's still modern and kind of fresh. So I'm really excited to test this out. I am switching out the fabric with a 32 count Gossamer Belfast. It hasn't come in the mail yet, but it's on its way. And I had to switch out one of the Gentle Arts threads because they were out of stock. So I switched the Heirloom Gold for a toffee. So that's everything. I have to go tend to the baby now. But thank you so much for watching and leaving a comment and just interacting with my stuff. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.